So I don't know. Are we just heading? What is the time? Yeah, we could
We
just
will be
head over to
heading
the
towards the
next
basic
compo right
one-liner.
about now. But
Yeah.
thank you everyone for sending in your entries to the Petsky compo.
Yeah, I was always toying with the idea that at one point should try it, but
Yeah,
I guess neither of us did so far.
yeah.
So
But I mean, it's right there. All the keys are right there. All you need is a Commodore 64.
your guide video, Slaygon's guide video to Petsky. So yeah, that would be lovely. So, but yeah, quality stuff all around. So let's see what's going on in the basic one-liner competition where you have to have basic code only in a single line. No assembly, no syscalls, and it needs to start with run. Ready, run. Yes. So, yeah, 255 byte lines are permitted.
Yes. And yeah, essentially showcases what you can do with clear, clean, basic, straight out of the box on one line of code. I'm not going to even attempt to explain any of the code because never wrote basic. So,
Never wrote one liner either.
well, that's part of writing basic, I guess. You would need to ask LFT to explain all of this if you wanted someone professional to do it. But for now, let's head over to the basic one-liner compo. And after that, we'll have a short break, I guess, before we head into Shogun and Friends 3.
So, compo starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So the first entry is Harvey of Amid and Sirpinski or Shirpinski. The second entry coming up is called Maze Again by Aki of LFG. Just for fun entries. We love just for fun entries, by the way.
Tape loader is acting up again, I think. Need a turbo loader here.
The Labyrinth. Nice.
And at the third entry is Metapun by Goerp of F4CG and HF.
Okay, Metapun.
By Goerp of F4CG.
Yep, fourth entry is called One-Line Pillars by LHS of Padua. Nice pillars there. They were
Yeah.
not noisy pillars, though.
No, they were just one-line pillars. Entry number 5 is Cauldron by Badcode64. There's also a comment in here. It says, one of my childhood favorite games, which we in Hungary called Hexenküche.
Hexenküche.
Küche. Okay. The challenge was setting up a lot of VIC and SID registers while still leaving space for the sprite graphics.
These were most certainly hexen, for sure. And I guess in Swedish it's also hexen, right? No?
Hexa.
Hexa. Okay. Hexa.
Mhm.
Okay, that's guess which meaning you're using there, right? And the sixth entry is called Wait for 152 Seconds. Wow, that's some time there. And it's made by Primal.
The program takes about 2.5 minutes to calculate, but the screen background flashes during this time. The effect and music loop infinitely. But note that the sound will not turn off when you stop the program. If possible, I'd like to request 2 separate screenshots. Okay. Well, you can look on the screen instead. We waited for 152 seconds.
The suspension, the suspension. People were excited trying to figure out what's coming up
Yeah,
after.
I was thinking, yeah, that's a very, very complicated way of changing the background color.
But yeah, this concludes the basic one-liner compo. We had 6 entries, so now please go ahead and vote, or get your vote keys if you haven't yet. Please go on Twitch and whisper to unlock, or on Discord.
Yeah, PM on Discord, whisper on Twitch.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for sending in these entries. Very, very nice and creative ways of doing things there. So yeah, it's that sometimes I almost feel like doing something when I like going through all these things, and especially the visual part is like I never tried. But you said you didn't that much either, right?
No, I was never into BASIC. I just started writing basic stuff off of computer magazines and whatnot, and wondered what all these data lines actually did. And turns out they were just assembler. So I kind of started there, and then I ran into Rupert and the Toy Makers Party and accidentally reset into 128 mode and could list the assembler code, change some bits and bobs in there, and then reset back to 64 mode, and then it just started again with my changes in there. So
And
yeah,
then you got excited.
Yeah,
right?
so okay, so that's how things work. That's cool. So I never really got into BASIC. I wrote some on the Spectrum because, well, you have all the print and list and line commands on the rubber keyboards already. So that's kind of the extent of my basic knowledge. It's very basic
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very, very basic.
Someone said it's such an obvious language.
Yeah, it's very basic.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Also, thank you. We now have about 1,300 votes. More of them is always welcome. So please make sure to throw in your votes.
yeah, the more votes, the more representative the results will be. So
Exactly.
it's the interest for all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
All of us. Exactly.
What?
Exactly.